Hi guys, welcome to another Lighting Dream Explained pod. This is Aryan Dwivedi, one of the admin of Lighting Dream. In this video, we are going to discuss two topics. One is the ceasefire with the National Socialist Council of Nagaland, which is in news, and the second is the AUSINDEX exercise, which was concluded recently. So the first, let's discuss about the recent ceasefire agreement with the National Socialist Council of Nagaland, Khaplang, for a period of 1 year by the central government, which has been entered recently by the union government. Now, this initiative is considered to be a boost. This agreement, which is between the union government and the National Socialist Council of Nagaland, Khaplang, is considered to be an initiative to boost to the Naga peace process. We will be discussing the Naga peace process and history about it. Now, this is one of the more further step regarding the Union government and Prime Minister vision of insurgency-free, prosperous Northeast. This is one of the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister, that is insurgency-free, prosperous Northeast. So let's see the history of the Naga struggle, what it is all about. The first is the 1918, in which the seeds of the Naga nationalism was shown. After which in 1946 the Naga National Council was born under the leadership of Ajo Fijo. AZ Fijo was the leader under which the Naga National Council was formed. On August 14, 1947, this Naga National Council, they declared their independence. 1947, the independence of the Naga National Council was declared, and after which in 1955 this Naga National Council, they began the armed insurgency, as a result of which the Delhi government, that is the Delhi, imposed the Assam Disturbed Areas Act was imposed in this Naga area. Apart from which, in 1958, apart from the Assam Disturbed Areas Act, the central government imposed the AFSPA, which come into force in the year 1958 in the Naga struggle. Finally, after which, in 1963, the state of Nagaland was born. Then, in the history, there are three accords. First is the 1975, in which the Shillong Accord was signed. Then in 1980, the National Socialist Council of Nagaland, that is NSCN. Till now, we have the Naga National Council till 1980. In 1980, the National Socialist Council of Nagaland was founded, which was splitted into two parts in 1988. That is National Socialist Council of Nagaland K, that is Khaplang, and the second is the Nationalist Socialist Council of Nagaland, that is Isak Movia. These are the two split of the part of the National Socialist Council of Nagaland, which was formed in 1980. In 1997 and in 2001, the two, that is the National Socialist Council of Nagaland, Isak Movia, and National Socialist Council of Nagaland, Khaplang, they signed the ceasefire. However, in 2015, the National Socialist Council of Nagaland, that is the Khaplang part, they break the ceasefire. After which, in 2015, the Naga Peace Accord was signed. So three thing is important. All we have to know that when was the AFSA came into force in Nagaland. But the three most important is the born of the Nagaland in 1963. The 1975 is the Shillong Accord, and then the 2015 Naga Peace Accord was signed. 1963 is the born of the Nagaland. So Naga territory, after independence till 1963, Naga was the part of the Assam. As a result of which, the Assam Disturbed Area Act was imposed in 1955. However, after 1958 and in 1963, the state of Nagaland was born. So these are the important history that we have to know for the Naga struggle. Coming to the Naga Peace Accord in 2015, which was beginning from the Naga National Council, born under the leadership of AZ Fijo. Now, as I've told you, the union government and mainly the Prime Minister vision is the insurgency-free and prosperous Northeast state. So, according to the present union government, they consider the Northeast a very important part of our country for the perspective of security. As you can see, all the China and all the other our neighbors are lying in those part of the country, and every time sometimes the ceasefire is broken, or sometimes all the kind of activities are going on in the northern east state. Now the aim is to end all the dispute which is internal dispute, because we have internal dispute and external dispute on the Naga Northeast state. So the aim of this insurgency free prosperous Northeast state is to end all the dispute by 2022, and peace and development programs should be held in by 2023. For this, several peace agreement has been signed in the major northeast state of India in the last 10 year by the present government, and to make peace, to bring peace in this northeast state. For example, we have the Kharbi Anglong Agreement. This was signed in 2021. It was a tri-party agreement. The Kharbi Anglong Agreement. It was a tri-party agreement among the 5 insurgent groups of Assam and the center and the state government of Assam. So between the center, between the state government of Assam and 5 insurgent group of Assam, this Kharbi Anglong Agreement 2021 was signed. Then we have the Brew Accord, which was in 2020. That is a permanent settlement of 6,959 Brews families in Tripura, and then financial assistance was given to them. Then we have the Bodo Peace Accord 2020, in which the government of India, Assam, and the representative of the Bodo community sign an agreement to provide the autonomy to the Bodo Territorial Regional in the Assam. The Bodo Territorial Region, the BTR, Bodo Territorial Region, an autonomy was given to them by the Bodo Peace Accord, which was signed between the government of India, Assam, and the representative of the Bodo. So various peace agreement has been signed by the military outfit, by the insurgency group there, with that particular state government, by the central government, to bring peace and development in the northeast, and to end all such kind of dispute by 2022 and achieve the vision of insurgency free prosperous northeast. Now this the current Naga conflict that is going on in the state of Nagaland after the 2015 accord, there are national conflict is there because they want a separate homeland as a separate nation. This Nagaland people, especially the Nagalism, before they want after independence, they were asking for political settlement, but now they have a great demand for the greater Nagaland, that is a Nagalism. Okay, they want a greater Nagaland part for themselves, the Nagalism part for themselves, and this is coming from the independence time, and it continues till now. They want a separate nation, they want a separate homeland for them, that is the greater Nagaland. This is the issue that is continuing. Then there are ethnic conflicts are going on because of the tribal people. Nagaland have lots of tribal people. Even Assam, they have lots of tribal people. So ethnic conflict is one of the reasons. First is the national conflict because they want a distinct homeland as a separate nation, where they want a greater Nagaland, that is the Nagalism. And the ethnic conflict which they have, they are the tribal people, they want their tribe to be conserved, and so that is the ethnic conflict that is going on. And then we have the sponsored terrorism part, inflow of migrants from Bangladesh and Myanmar, they are coming. Then there are the impact on the economic resources because of the expanding criminal enterprises. This has resulted into the conflict among the people, among the state government and the central government. Now Assam is one of the major ethnic conflict in Assam is the regarding Assam. When we talk, the major reason for the conflict in Assam is they don't want the people from outside to come and enter into their state. That is the influx of the foreigner, basically from across the border like Bangladesh. They are coming and entering into the Assam region only, which they do not want, which they are against. Recently, we must have heard the Citizenship Amendment Act, and the NRC debate was going on. That time, this was a major issue that this Bangladeshi people who are coming, they are putting an impact on their economic, on their culture, on their tribes. So this was a tension and the conflict that was going on in their area. Now, whenever we discuss the Nagaland and the northeastern part, we should be knowing the sixth schedule of the Indian Constitution, which provide the administration of the tribal areas in Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, Mizoram according to Article 244 of the Indian Constitution. In this state, the governor has the power to organize and reorganize autonomous district according to the tribal area of the people and the tribal region, where each autonomous district consists of 30 members, of whom the 4 are nominated by the governor and the remaining 26 are elected on the basis of adult franchise by the tribal population of this. This elected member, they have a term of 5 year if it is dissolved earlier, just as the case of the Lok Sabha, and the nominated member hold the office during the pleasure of the governor, as we have the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. In the similar manner, there they have the autonomous district council under the Article 244 of the Indian Constitution, consisting of the 6th schedule in Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, and Mizoram, in which out of the 30 members, 4 are nominated and 26 are elected by the adult franchise. The nominated hold the office during the pleasure of the governor, while the elected member hold the office for a period of 5 years, and they have their regional council. Now, regarding Nagaland, one of the important article that we have to know is Article 371A, which was introduced by the 13th Amendment 1962. So 371A, it's inserted a 16-point agreement between the center and the Naga people, as a result of which in 1963 the state of Nagaland was created. Now, state of Nagaland was created in 1963. The 16-point agreement was there. What is tell that the Parliament of India cannot legislate in matter of Naga religion, social practices, their customary law, their administration of civil and criminal involving the decision according to the Naga customary law. This was the same thing which came into point during the abrogation of Article 370. That time, this Article 371A of the Nagaland, introduced by the 13th Amendment, was in use, that this should also be changed. However, the central government and mainly the then Home Minister Amit Shah, while introducing the abrogation of Article 370 bill, he said that the Nagaland people should be free, they should not be in any tension. No government is going to touch their Article 371A. Although Article 370 is abrogated, but we are not going to touch 370A. This is the 371A article of the Nagaland by the 13th Amendment 1962, which state that the Parliament cannot legislate in matters of Naga religion or social practices, Naga customary law, civil and criminal justice involving decisions for the Naga customary law. This was in news recently, the ceasefire that has the agreement between the Union government and the National Socialist Council of Nagaland, Khaplang, which was held recently. We discussed the history of the Naga peace process, how the Naga peace process was formed after the form of the Naga National Council. Okay, the introduction of the APSA, the born of the Nagaland, and the National Socialist Council of Khaplang and the Isak Movia was formed. So these are the things that we have to keep in mind regarding this issue. Another is a very small issue, that is AUSINDEX. Generally, if a question comes from exercise, any naval exercise, then all the exercise will be merged up. So we will be doing it whenever any exercise happens. So this AUSINDEX is a index between the naval exercise between India and Australia. AUSINDEX is a naval exercise between the India and Australia, and this 2021 was the fourth edition of the AUSINDEX. Now, India and Australia, whenever we consider, this is very important on the view of the Malabar exercise. Malabar exercise is one of the largest wargaming exercise which is done in India, in which the 4 members of the Quad country, we all know what is Quad. It is a sum up of Australia, US, Japan, and India. So, Malabar exercise was done in August last week of August, and then in this September we have the AUSINDEX, in which India and Australia conducted their 4th edition of the naval exercise. Now, what are the other exercise? Now, what is AUSINDEX? AUSINDEX is a bilateral, because it is between India and Australia, which was started in 2015. In 2015, it was started as a naval exercise, and this 2021 exercise, that is the 4th edition, was held in Australia. The 3rd edition, whenever we, as we know that whenever we discuss anything, we should be knowing its past. So the 3rd edition of the AUSINDEX was done in Bay of Bengal in 2019, and then in 2021 in Australia, this is the AUSINDEX 2021, which is the 4th edition is being held. Now, the aim of AUSINDEX is the commitment for the global security, promoting peace, security, stability in the Indo-Pacific region. These are the questions that generally come in Clat, that what is the aim of the AUSINDEX? To consolidate the commitment to regional and global security, promoting peace, security, and stability in the Indo-Pacific region. Apart from this AUSINDEX that is done between India and Australia, which is a naval exercise, India and Australia also perform ex-Austra Hind, which is a bilateral exercise with army, and then we have the ex-Pitch Black, which is the Australia multilateral air training exercise, which is also performed by Australia, and India is also part of this exercise. So these 2 exercises we must know, that is ex-Austra Hind, that is bilateral exercise of India and Australia, and ex-Peach Black, that is Australia multilateral air training exercise, of which India is also a part. During this Aussie index, then there was various mutual logistic agreement was signed and whether various development took place. But this is a very important and very small issue, however, that what is Aussie index, you have to know the fourth edition, where it was held, what are the other exercises that India and it performed, when it was started, what are the country participating in it, when was the third edition end, and what is the aim of this exercise, why this exercise is performed. So that's all about these two issues, that is the ceasefire agreement and Aussie index. Thank you.